Hi, I'm Dee Fairbanks Simpson from D8am.com. In this three-part series, I'll be teaching you about iNaturalist. In this second part, we'll go over downloading and installing iNaturalist and how to make your first observation. First, we'll download iNaturalist. I'm showing this on an iPhone. For Android users, you'll do something similar using Google Play Store instead of the Apple Store. For additional differences on Android, refer to Part 3 of this class, iNaturalist Tips. I'll start by searching for iNaturalist. Notice that there are a few choices here. iNaturalist Classic is the older version. It's a great app, but although it is still usable and downloadable, it will probably be retired, so it's easiest just to download iNaturalist now. Seek by iNaturalist is intended for kids 13 and under. It does not require an account or internet. It does not store any personal data such as time, date, or location. Note that although this is great for kids, for the most part the data collected will not be used towards citizen science data collection because it's incomplete. If you or your child later decide to move to iNaturalist, note that there is no way to bulk convert sightings to iNaturalist. Choose the app simply called iNaturalist. This is the app we're talking about in this video. If you have not previously downloaded iNaturalist, click the Get link. I have previously downloaded iNaturalist, so I'll just click Open. Click through the introductory material or just click Continue. If you do not already have an account, click the Don't Have an Account Sign Up link and follow the prompts to get one. I'll log in. Let's take a quick look at iNaturalist settings. These might be different on an Android. Because I had previously installed iNaturalist, it remembered my data. You can enter as much or as little as you want. I like to have the advanced mode on so I can choose how I want to record a new sighting every time. I also prefer to see the edit screen instead of just seeing the ID suggestions. You can always change these settings later if you want. I prefer to see my observations as a list rather than as thumbnails. Again, you can decide what suits you best and change it later. Now, let's go outside and make our first sighting. I start by opening iNaturalist. If this is your first observation, you will not see anything here. Click the green plus sign to get started. I'm going to choose Take Photos. I usually upload photos about 95% of the time because I almost always have my real camera with me, so I download the photos to my desktop and upload on the iNaturalist website. See Part 3 of this series for more information on the website. You can choose to record a sound. If you have a good microphone attached to your iPhone, you might be able to get a decent audio recording. But iNaturalist doesn't have the capability to ID by sound yet, so this is only useful if you know what the bird or other critter is making the sound. You can also choose to use AI to identify the object while you're taking the photo. This can take longer depending on your internet connection. I rarely use this. You can also create an observation with no evidence. I use this occasionally if I get a photo on my real camera that I want to save the date and location data for until I can upload the photo. If I do this, I put something like "photo coming soon" in the comments so people don't mark the entry as incomplete before I upload. If this is your first observation, you'll be guided through the steps. You'll be asked to allow iNaturalist to access your camera. Now I'll take my photos. For plants, it's best to get a few photos, including different parts such as the flowers, seeds, leaves, and stem. I choose to save my photos to the library in case I want to use the photos for another purpose later. Again, this is personal preference, but remember that iNaturalist is not intended for personal storage. Click the green check mark. Allow the app to access your location data. You can change your geo-privacy settings. For example, if you take a photo at a private residence, you might want to change the geo-privacy setting. If you have observed a rare or at-risk species, iNaturalist will automatically blur the location data. Click the Identify button to see the app's suggestion for the species. Note that the common name, especially for plants, can vary widely. If I want to do additional research on a plant species, I always use the scientific name. The search button will take you to the highest levels of the taxonomical order. I never use this. I always let it suggest an identification for me, which, even if not correct, usually gets me in the ballpark of an ID. If you have lost your internet connection or are running low on cell phone data, you can choose to save your observation to your phone and upload later when you have Wi-Fi. I'll click the Upload Now button. Notice that the status is gray with only one person. This means that only one person, me, has identified the species. Notice that for my other observations, the status is green with 2 people and a check mark. This indicates that someone else agrees with my ID, and my observation is now research grade. Birds and mammals usually reach research grade pretty quickly. Plants, insects, snails, and fish usually take longer as there are fewer experts for those observations on iNaturalist. Please watch Part 3 to learn about the difference between iNaturalist on the iPhone and Android, how to use the web version of iNaturalist for reporting and research, and other iNaturalist tips. Thank you for watching.